Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie and this is your September monthly reading. Can you believe we're in September already? I have Blazer the Morkie with me. If he wants to stay, we'll see. He's on his silk pillow. Not spoiled at all here, right? So today we'll be doing a Celtic Cross reading as we do for the monthlies, and then I'll be pulling an oracle card for the Sagittarian Collective at the end of the reading. Keep in mind, these are general readings, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. If you are interested in more context or texture, check your sun, moon, rising, and or north node. You can also cross-watch for a friend, partner, or relative. That might give you some interesting insights as well. Check out the description below. I will have links for personal readings, donations, and also connections on social media if you're interested. I have some things going on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, so be sure to connect there if you frequent those places. Okay. I am Virgo'd out here. This is my Virgo Virgin outfit, and so we're honoring our Virgos and letting them know to have a happy birthday. I do have my fan going because it's still hot where I am, so, and these energies really get me going. So we're on fire signs now, Saggy, you're kicking us off. So Sagittarius, you have an interesting energy that you're going through right now, and it's the energy of the Hermit. You may be pulled back a little bit from being social, socializing, or even on social media. You may be taking a step back, taking a break, taking a hiatus for a little while. Woo, yeah, I think you are. Just to get your energies back. The challenge that you're having right now is the Hierophant. I'm wondering if you weren't getting caught up in maybe some of the political duality or just the things that they're slinging in the social mainstream media right now, right? There's a lot going on, a lot of things that are trying to grasp the attention. With the Hierophant here, I really think you're on this quest, and it is a challenging one, but it's really to follow your own internal moral compass. And I think you're recognizing that a lot of the things that you're seeing external of yourself are really not supporting the integrity and the wisdom and that morality that you're really looking for. Some of you could be going deep into the study of natural law and finding it difficult, because when you are on the path of truth, it doesn't mean you're on the easy path. Okay, so in your needed focus area, you have the Seven of Cups. So this is nice energy to have in a needed focus. What you want to be looking for around you while you're in this hermit mode is possibilities, options, choices. This could be hitting you on a very personal level, like, how do I choose relationships more wisely? How do I choose to spend my time? What do I choose to spend my time doing? Let me reassess how I go about getting to my goal, right? So if you've been weighing out these questions of morality and working with natural and cosmic law, it has the tendency to bring things up into your face in order to really vet through some of the things that you've been carrying with you that aren't really of your true aligned soul in nature and in the cosmos. So be looking for choices, be looking for different options, maybe about how to explain something. We'll get some clarifiers here, but you're going to be looking at choices. In your past, the energy that you're bringing forward or that applies to this situation is the Five of Cups. So a bit of lamenting something, maybe even having a little bit of regret, or this could be one of those situations where you are careful to choose the way you want to go because you don't want to have any regrets. You want to try to avoid regretting something. You may be contemplating taking a big risk, for example. In your future energies, you get the Nine of Cups, and I really like this. This is an energy of something actually happening, a wish coming true. This is the minor arcana card of the star. This is more Aquarius energy, where I see you maybe coming out and being around people and feeling contented with it. Could be a new group of friends. It could be new connections you've made. You might have joined a webinar or a course, something that you feel really grateful for that seems to be, it's landing in you really well, and it's grounding you. So I see that coming in the future, which is a really good sign. In your place of empowerment, so your PowerPoint or your embodied self, you get the Fool. And this even more gives me that sense that you are really right now probably contemplating taking a big risk. Could be on yourself, could be on your business, could be getting into a relationship, could be something like that. New beginning, very free-spirited. Spontaneity comes into play here, which is kind of a juxtaposition to the Hermit. The Hermit is more careful, mindful, not really taking a lot of action. Very important phase to have, but the Fool would kind of come out and like, well, let me take the risk now. Now that I have the knowledge and wisdom of the Hermit that comes from my inner guidance, I will take the risk. In your allies and support, you get the Six of Swords. This is definitely a sense of overcoming or having been through something quite difficult and coming out the other side of it. And I like that. It's a peacefulness that seems to be coming down over your energy, which makes you feel safe. And it's got some little frogs in here, which I love frogs as a totem. That could be a totem for some of you. Just the sensitivity and having a calmer environment, because frogs are so very sensitive to their environment. Speaking of environments and external forces, you get the Page of Swords. You know, you all around you, you may be looking at people that are taking initiative, they're moving their business forward, they're moving their love life forward, and at times you can feel, you get into a bit of comparison energy here, and I don't think it's the healthiest thing for you here, because you're really focused on somebody else's path when the other energies here seem to be challenging you to create your own path. And so you may be, I don't know if you're, Page of Swords can be a little bit of a spying energy. I don't know if you're spying on somebody online or you're looking at celebrities or something like that, oh, I want to be like them. I got to do it the way they do it. It creates anxiety in you. You want to be ambitious, yes, but you don't want to be ambitious in the wrong, misaligned, or disembodied energies. And a lot of what we're presented in today's society and culture are many people that have ambition, or they've hard work, or they've even inherited money. They haven't done much work, they just inherited it. And I'm getting finances here, the way you think about this, and they're disembodied humans, unfortunately. So that's why you see them, what you might consider, make poor decisions, because they're not embodied. They're not an embodied steward of what they're making. There's multiple ways to call in abundance and make money, and in your case you are dealing with this, what you're seeing and what you know you need to step into as far as the true aligned abundance formula for yourself. In your hopes and fears, you have the Three of Wands. I think at times you feel like your progress is going to be really slow, or that's what you fear. You fear that if you do things differently, if you don't do it the way the celebrities or somebody in Hollywood or some singer or something is doing it, then you can't have it. And that really like puts a lid on your expansion. It kind of shuts everything down. What is trying to be ignited here is your actual natural passion and desire to light up the world in your own unique way. So you're taking your arrow, you're lighting it afire, and you're sending a blazing trail out there. You're setting it yourself though. What's neat here is in the potential outcome, you got the soul, which is the beyond. I think Capricorn got this. Someone else got this too. The beyond is an additional card in this particular, that's the word I'm looking for. The beyond is an additional card in this particular tarot deck, and I kept it in here because I really love it. This is about your higher state of living, being, and moving in the world. It's all about your souls and the embodiment of the beliefs that are expressed on that deeper soul level for you, Saggy. So there's a bit of something going on here. This could be presenting some unique challenges for you, and I've kind of felt this for you this year. This is a very dynamic year for you as far as the different aspects of yourself that you've been working through. So in your current hermit mode, what is going on here? The World and the Ten of Wands. Yeah, in your current state where you are pulling back, I think you found yourself overburdened with possibly external worries and forces because you were taking time and tuning in, or maybe you were just like at the end of the night just scrolling mindlessly, or just trying to mind dump things through looking at mainstream social media, that kind of thing. And I think you have had to pull back from that because it was just becoming too much and almost blinding you to your own path. And with the World card coming in here, though, you're showing me that you yourself are interested or are in the process of bringing an end to that. And it starts with the first step is disengaging from that. Doesn't mean you can't still have those platforms to reference occasionally, to be an observer, to interact with people that are particularly close to you, but you don't have to spend a lot of time looking at everyone's dirty opinion because you got this Hierophant challenging you here. And a lot of what we see in the world, if we're looking in the mainstream, is immorality and misalignment, or not even close to being aligned with the natural organic forces in the universe. That's what you're trying to get at. You got the Eight of Wands here and the Two of Pentacles. You're starting to look at specific things in your life and specific behaviors or beliefs that you've adopted. You're taking a really close look at that, and you're weighing out the benefits, and you're weighing out the advantages and the disadvantages of those, and which ones do you want to keep, which ones do you want to let go of, which ones align you with the natural course of your progress, of your growth, and that is in alignment with the universe, which is what Creator Source, that higher power, really wants you to express in the world. And you know, this is why the Hermit has come in, because when we go through these big reflection times like this, sometimes we really need to block out some of the energies going on around us so we can clearly tune in with that energy within ourselves. And it's that inner authority that I believe you've been spending this time really connecting to. So this is not a bad phase. It might just feel a little uncomfortable for you, but this is your growth. For the Seven of Cups, and this is about your needed focus. So knowing that you have options, knowing that you have choices, you get the Sun and the Five of Swords. What I see you here, and this is a little different than anything traditionally tarot speaking, I get that when you see a new possibility or a new way of thinking about something or a new way of moving, you tend to then be able to let go of an old, outdated belief or way of being that you had picked up before, and you seem really happy to release it. You're really happy to let this go. You feel lighter. You probably feel like you can move forward with more ease when this happens. To me, it kind of seems like you're going a 1-for-1, like, okay, I'm going to open to this new thought or idea. Oh, that means I let this one go. Okay, and now I'm going to open to this next new thought or idea. I'm going to align myself with that. Oh, that one had to go. You know, you're kind of doing this little stepwise process, which is cool. I mean, that's what's needed for you right now. Let's look at this 5 of Cups in your past here. Woo! Saggy, clarified by the 5 of Cups and the Justice card. Oh, wow. One of the things it really looks like you've worked on healing, letting go, changing your perspective on is pessimism. I think some of you had, especially if you were tuning in to what's on offer externally to you, a little too much for your own soul's liking, you were really getting into a state of pessimism. And it really drug you down. This would feel, I'm almost getting like a pressure on the back of the neck and the shoulders, like really heavy, taking on, you know, a heavy energy, not one that a Sagittarian could move with, one that would weigh them down, one that would prevent them from even like pulling their bow, even picking it up. And you got the Justice card here. That comes in and tells me that you have made the decision, because this is showing up in the past and you're bringing it forward. You have made the decision that you will keep a balanced mind, and you are not going to let, and you will keep a balanced heart and mind, and you are not going to let the scales or the forces of disillusion tip your scales here. You're going to keep balanced. This is a Libra energy showing up, so could be Libra energies in your chart somewhere that are very, very important. You could be at what I would call the Libra gate, where you're kind of at a crossroads, or you've made a determination. There was a fork in the road and you're choosing the path of balance as opposed to pessimism and just, it seems like, diminishing. So you're choosing justice, truth, moving forward. And in your future, this 9 of Cups, the wishes come true. You get the Hanged Man and the 4 of Cups. You're no longer going to just accept what's on offer to you. If you are not being offered something, this is big for you. Whew, a lot of heart energy moving here. Whew, might have to do a little thymus tapping. You can join me in that. You are no longer going to accept what is on offer if it does not align with your progression forward, with an optimistic and positive path forward that involves creative energy. You are now seeing things for what they truly are instead of the false illusion. Okay, let me reword this, because this is big for you. Things that have been presented in the reality field that we live in 3-dimensional reality, there are elements of truth that have been inverted. So the little bit of truth that is put out there is what our psyche adheres to. But there is so much around that bit of truth that's been inverted and glommed on to that bit of truth that it has had a disorienting effect. You are no longer going to accept. You will be able to now extract the kernel of truth and wipe clean the illusion, if that makes sense. You're no longer just going to accept anything that's offered to you. You will have a look at it, but you remain closed to anything that's not that pure kernel of truth. Whew. Cool. Really good work there. All right, in your place of power and embodiment, remember you had the Fool, you get the King of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. So in your place of power, one of the most strongest and most beneficial forms of healing you can do for yourself is that fear of abandonment, of being turned away, of being left out. When you're looking at taking a big risk, there's going to be these little fears that pop up, especially if you're doing the kind of work you are to really embody the truth and really only accept the energies that are going to support your empowerment and your truth and optimism. So you have this Five of Pentacles coming in as the fear, but you also, and I'm getting a lot of pressure in my ears. I don't know why. That hasn't happened today until just now. I'm going to mention it. That might be important for some of you. Pressure change. You have the King of Pentacles here. And the King of Pentacles does not have the fear that one had when they were moving through the energies of the Five. The Five is the feeling of loss. It's the feeling of being conflicted, of being disassociated from oneself. The King is fully associated in himself. He allows things to come to him. He takes the big risk knowing that he will be cared for and stable. So it's kind of this energy of like, you know, you're going to be okay. There's just this little bit of fear that keeps you from being fully embodied in this power and ultimately like taking the leap. So that's what you work on. But remember, that little bit of fear would be like Five of Pentacles, like that Five of Cups in the past, and you've made the decision that no, I move forward in a balanced manner that's in alignment, and I know the universe will take care of me. I know it will. The universe has your back, Saggy. The universe has your back. In your allies and support, where you had that Six of Swords, which is, you know, we come from the Five of Swords here in the needed focus, and then we're moving into the Six of Swords here. It's clarified by the Ace of Cups and the Eight of Cups. So again, this even feels like for some of you, like you just chose a fork in the road and you went one way, and now there's another fork in the road, and then there may be another fork. You're really carving out your path here. You are, you might get, if you don't also, and this is a tall order, Saggy, but if you do not also take the time to fill your own cup here and to make sure your cup is full, and maybe that's why you've embodied some of the Hermit energy at this time, you might be taking the time to fill your own cup, then you're going to kind of get sidetracked. So instead of picking a path on the fork and trusting yourself, you're going to hit kind of like a cul-de-sac or a loop or a quagmire, and then you're going to end up having to turn around again, it looks like. I feel like you're going to have, like I said, there's like helpers on the path though. For some reason, maybe you need to explore some of these dead ends. I know that sounds weird because Saggy probably does not want to go down a dead end at all. Of all the signs, Saggy is like, dead end, no, F that. No, I'm not going down a dead end. But there might be something kind of like a side quest where you go get like a special rune or symbol or something. It's in allies and support for you, so... And it maybe you feel like you're going into these quagmires when you slow down and take time to fill your cup, but there's little gems and jewels and stones and frogs and fun things in there for you to discover. So don't write those off and don't try to avoid them. In your environment where you had this Page of Swords, this is like the tendency to want to look at, you know, social media, spy on people, have a little bit, like it's kind of like a lustful energy, like you lust after a celebrity life or something. I don't know. I'm getting something like that, like you want to keep up with the Joneses, the Kardashians and all that. That's that kind of energy. What I like here is that you are showing me the Queen of Cups and the High Priestess. This is where you pull yourself back into your heart You come out of the mental space of like looking, spying, like obsessing over reality TV. No offense, I know some of you like to watch that to unwind and do all of that. But at the end of the day, you got to really ask yourself, is the current reality really where we want it to be? No, not even close. So it's time to disengage from that, come back into your heart. Back to the High Priestess. This is where we set boundaries. You're showing me I can set these boundaries for myself. I won't be watching that reality show. I will be stepping back because there's gems and pearls of wisdom that I'm supposed to be finding in my own damn life. And I don't need to go obsess and like look at other people. It could even just be one person you're looking at, just like someone at work, at your workplace, where you're like, oh, I wish I could be like them, and blah, 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 blah. Could be very simple, or it could be quite advanced for you. It just depends on where you find yourself. But this High Priestess, she sits in front of the gate to the Garden of Eden. She is a boundary. And you are learning how to become a boundary for yourself through all of that, because the Queen of Cups does keep her cup full. She does keep her cup full. So when you stop and you turn away from the things that are distracting, really distracting you from your aligned path forward, you are going to find yourself much more full with much clearer boundaries, and you'll be able to actually choose the proper fork in the road as you journey ahead. In your hopes and fears, remember you had that 3 of Wands. And this is clarified by the 7 of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. I feel like you're really nurturing some of you may be, you may have premonitions. You may be able to actually see the future path or progressive creative energies very well. And honestly, like, once you really work on keeping that cup full, filling your own cup first, this is going to become really clear to you. You're going to start nurturing some very powerful gifts that you have. You may start experiencing, seeing things before they happen, dreaming about them before they happen. There's a very strong clarity that is coming in from the nurturing of what you know to be the progressive creative forces and energies. And this takes us to the potential outcome, the beyond, which is your soul. You get the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Swords, and that is you coming into a mastery of clarity that you have never experienced before. That's the wheels of change turning you into the aligned beliefs and actions that are of the natural world, that are of the cosmos, that are in alignment with creative forces. And this is very beautiful. This is very beautiful to see. So see, Saggy, this is maybe a little bit different way of going about things, and maybe some hard truths have to be realized in oneself here in this reading. But ultimately, what you have to offer this world and the way in which you can do it are so unique and so beautiful and so wonderful. And there's leadership here as well. I'm feeling a lot of leadership. So Saggy, it's time to take the lead. Sagittarius, we're going to get a card from the Angel Dreams Oracle. I have a little bit different perspective on angels. I know there's a whole field of study on them, and I tend to see them more as archetypes and energies that we can embody within ourselves, or what I like to say is elevated energies that we can bring out and share with the world, but there's something we already possess within. And Sagittarius, you got Moonstone, mystery and intuition. So remember, Saggy, here in your reading, what came up very clearly was that you have the power of premonition. You have this really keen foresight where you can see and maybe dream things before they happen, which is a really powerful force. And even more so, that is important for you to be aware of, because if you're creating reality, you want to make sure you're creating it in alignment. And the moonstone is a wonderful stone to have to reflect upon. It allows you to see through the shadows. So Sagittarius, some really powerful energy coming in there with mystery and being guided by your intuition. Saggy, I hope you enjoyed this very powerful reading today, and I can't wait to see you next time.